Welcome back everybody to game number 2 here at the best of 3 at the round of 8 of the Wassercast Invitational. Big shout out to Wassercast for hosting the tournament, and of course a big shout out to our two players too. Starting to the bottom of the map, Polar Knight, map number 2, it is the Dong. Currently without a single point in this best of 3 since he lost on the last map. He lost on Yonsu to his Protoss opponent. Starting to the top of the map, we have a StarDust with a 1-0 lead in the best of 3 series against Jaedong here. Another win on map number 2 or map number 3 would guarantee him a place in the semi-finals of the tournament. Jaedong, of course, he has other plans, but right now he fell victim in game number 1 to the immortal push of StarDust. You could argue that Jaedong maybe overdroned a little bit, scouted too late what was going on exactly. Didn't really go into Hydras, which is a response that a few people are trying to get out in time to make sure that those immortals don't do their damage. But Jaedong really got tricked there quite a bit. And the Dong is angry. He's angry. He's going into the 10 pool. He's like, alright buddy, like you immortal pushed me right now, but I'm gonna be in your face in just a few seconds. I have my pool here on 10, and let's see how Jaedong is gonna play this. So far, we do not see that probe scout that happened on Yonsu, so Jaedong might actually get away with this. Not quite sure what the opening is going to be for StarDust, but it looks very much like we're going to see another Nexus first from the Protoss player, and that's exactly what he's currently doing. So moving straight down and drops the Nexus, so really good opening for Jaedong, especially since StarDust is skipping on the scout. Playing this a little bit too greedy maybe. And let's see how much Jaedong is actually dedicating to his attack here, because if this is a massive circling commitment that he is going for now, then StarDust might be in quite some trouble. Cancel here already on the gas so that he can go into the oversupply. Needs another Overlord now, but he has the Queen in there as well, so it's only 6 Zerglings for now. Overlord is already moving in, trying to make his way in there, and he sees immediately that there is the Nexus first. So needs another Overlord there. Well, could go for another actually oversupply now that he started his hatch. Could go for another extractor trick to squeeze out 2 additional Zerglings and send them cross map. But for now he is quite content with just adding the Overlord there. And the Lings are already on the way. This one gateway here is of course going to be a little bit late. Let's see how much StarDust can actually do here to prevent his base from going down. He will have to pull a couple of probes, I guess. But the Nexus might be just finished in time. Lings are running into the main base. It's just too far ahead already. Jaedong is not even trying to make anything work here. But it's gonna cause StarDust to lose quite some mining time, and maybe is also able to snipe a probe or two. So far, nice micro by StarDust, trying to surround those Zerglings, of course. But that's quite a bit of mining time lost. And nice probes being pushed away here. So far, good job by StarDust. Chrono boosting, of course. Whoa, he chrono boosted his gateway if I'm not... Okay, sorry, he got the Zealot out already. I was really like freaking out for a second. I was like, wait, did he just lose that? No surround this time, and 1 Zergling down, 2 Zerglings down. Great job so far by StarDust here. Takes down another one. The Zealot dies in the end, but the Zerglings are all gone except for 1, and well, scratch that. The probe goes in and has the killer instinct to take this down too. Yeah, Jaedong down to 20 harvesters against 23. Not really the opening that he was hoping for. If you lose the resources lost, he killed 1 Zealot and he killed 1 probe. That's 150 minerals right there, roughly the same value that he has with his 6 Zerglings. And of course, killing 1 of the probes does also cost him a little bit of mining time. StarDust, that is. But Jaedong delayed his hatch a little bit for that, or at least he played it not as greedy as he could have played it in this game. So, well, we're gonna see how it plays out for him right now. The numbers are definitely, well, they're actually not too bad for Jaedong, to be honest. With the lava mechanics now kicking in, he will have a decent harvester count. But yeah, going into the 10 pool and then following it up with a hatch immediately. So the idea here was never to just kill StarDust outright or anything like it. It's just a 6 circling commitment that he had there. Double Queen already at the bottom, spreading creep, Overlords in position, so he knows exactly what's going on. And what's going on is that we are going to see a pretty heavy gateway commitment by StarDust. He's going for the 2 base timing here, and he has a ton of gateways lined up. That's 5 gateways in total already. Overlord is moving in. The second one over here a little bit too lazy, and he would be well advised to have a quick look what's going on in this wall, because that is 5 gateways that we currently see. A forward pylon already placed down. StarDust wants to finish finish this game early, and Jaedong doesn't have a single unit on the board yet. Well, he has 2 Zerglings, if that counts, 4 Queens. That's the defense that he has for now. The Roach one is now building. Overlord gets into the main base, sees the gateways, immediately Spinecrawlers are being built. Jaedong needs units, and he needs them now. Not in 5 minutes, he needs them as fast as he can. Another Spinecrawler building, he's looking at those gateways and is like, oh shit. And for very good reason, because the Protoss player is already on the way, moving in, 20 Zerglings in the making, the Queens are all at the bottom, trying to buy some time. Roach one very much exposed, keep that in mind. If he loses that, no more Roaches for him. 3 Spinecrawlers nearly completed, the Zerglings are about to be there, but there's no speed. Those are slow Zerglings, and yes, he will most likely have to cancel that Roach one. He doesn't want to do it, he wants to get some of the Roaches, but he can't build them in time. Cannot get them out in time. He supply blocked, and therefore no Roaches for Jaedong. Oh my god, that supply block might just have cost him the game. Probably not, but that is definitely a big issue for him right now. Not a single Roach out in the game. Has to restart the Roach run, but he has 3 Spinecrawlers. 3 Spinecrawlers and a lot of Queens. Is building more Queens as we speak, so he really wants to make sure that he has the extra energy so that he can immediately go and just transfuse those Spinecrawlers once they're being attacked. Harvest account 37 versus 38. Injects are happening. In the main base, still 1 Queen doing her duty. Double evolution chamber. Well, actually 1 evolution chamber. Let's scratch that. Army supply 36 against 38. So StarDust has to be careful here. Speed for the Zerglings is done, and they are hungry. They want to go in. They are nomming away at the Protoss player right now. And StarDust is bringing in the Mothership Core. He cannot go for a recall. He doesn't have the energy. The Queens are immediately moving in. We also have those Spinecrawlers going to the front, trying to take down the pylon as well. And the warped in units. Most of the Lings are already gone, but so are the Zealots that we see here. That pylon is not going to make it either. Jaedong right now down in supply. The army supply for him at 15 versus 24. Really good job done so far by his opponent, but the Stalkers, they actually escaped the getaway. Only the Zealots going down here, and now it's time for part 2 of Stardust's strategy. He wants to go for an immortal follow-up after all. Jaedong, on the other hand, he's getting more and more units now. A supply block for Stardust now that he lost the pylon at the front. Loses 2 of them. And Jaedong gets base number 3. While in the main base he already teched straight into lair. He has the +1 attack upgrade for his Roaches coming up. The speed is started as well. And did he actually scout what's happening? I do not think so. He has an Overseer there. The Overseer is moving in. Is trying to find out what's going on. What kind of tech we see for Stardust. Because Jaedong just doesn't know yet. Has the Overseer in the main base. But in the main base there is nothing. That's actually all down at the natural. That's where we currently have Immortal number 1 and also the robotics facility, and the Overlord, of course, or the Overseer, also on the way, sees the additional gateways and is like, alright, you're doing your thing again. No third base from you, but the Dom! A little bit more! Yeah, goes down. Alright. Stardust cannot deny it. He is probably not too happy with it that it was scouted, but he's like, well, what you gonna do? I'm already on the way. Like, if you didn't prepare until now, then it's already too late anyways. 44 Harvesters against 45. A lot less than Stardust had in the last game. Army supply therefore very similar. A little bit better for Jaedong. The third here is exposed. Spinecrawlers are already there. Jaedong wants to save it. He has the Roach numbers if you look at it. 21 Roaches. Only 2 Immortals this time. Not the 3 Immortals that we had the last time. At least not in the fight just yet. So let's see how that's going to work out for Jaedong. Moving in with a couple of Roaches. Zerglings are all there, baiting the force fields, buying himself time. Exactly what we talked about in game number 1. You want to buy yourself as much time as possible as the Zerg player. More warp-ins for Stardust, of course, but Jaedong has a 3-base economy coming up very soon, and he's already looking at 28 Roaches, 35 in just a few seconds. And let's see. Stardust with another round of warp-ins. That's a pretty sick army there. Doesn't have any upgrades this time. 71 army supply against nearly 100. It's all about the force fields once again. And we have quite the sentry amount here. We have 12 in total. Stardust has nothing to fear from a potential Hydralisk. Jaedong is only relying on Roaches and Zerglings at this point. Roaches everywhere. Spinecrawlers. Overseer takes down the Observer. Well done. And that initiates Jaedong immediately starting the Burrow upgrade, because he's like, well, listen, if you do not have any detection here, I might just go for my Burrow upgrade, and then you will have a lot of trouble to breaking through here. Once again, trapped some of those roaches. Nice force fields here by StarDust. Jaedong may be a little bit too overeager, trying to go cross map now and maybe even moving in. He could right now break through the pylon. There's nothing to prevent him from doing this, but at the same time StarDust is moving into the third base. He is out for blood right now, smelling blood in the waters and going straight for it, but nice transfusion on the spine crawler, and the roaches are in. We have one Immortal still there. Immortal takes down roach after roach. Not too much kill, but StarDust with a warp in, saving everything. And in the main base, we have a drop with a warp prism, trapping one of the queens. Not really getting in the position to drop a force field over here. Could have maybe even done that, but for now, Jaedong at least knows that he has to be careful here too. The army of StarDust still caught out in the middle of the map. We have this burrow upgrade soon to be done, and keep in mind that we also have the +1 attack upgrade for the roaches, and this time the roaches are actually moving in. And that's quite a lot of roaches that we see there. Jaedong is taking down a lot of the harvesters, but now he has to fight with the stalkers, and he's trying to make this happen. The force fields are gonna appear in just a few seconds, and there they are. And here's the burrow upgrade in perfect position, really doing a good job with that. But of course StarDust immediately gets his own observer, and Jaedong, this is kind of the time where he wants to just pop up again and do some damage. But at the bottom of the map we have another drop with a warp prism, trying to take down a few of the overlords. Jaedong moving in with the queen and a few additional units. The rest of the roaches at the top right is assisting the burrowed ones. He's gonna try and go for those immortals. The first immortal already gone, he might get the second one. Pretty decent position actually for Jaedong. StarDust in trouble suddenly, finds himself in a position that he did not anticipate. He doesn't have immortals anymore. There's only, well, actually 2 come in from the main base, but most of the ones that he had in his main body of the army are gone. The roaches are still moving in the main base at the bottom left. We still have warp in after warp in. Immediately a few stalkers here for Jaedong. Sorry, for StarDust. Jaedong needs units in his main base. He's being attacked here. He's losing way too much. He's losing the overlords. He might get supply block at some point. Unlikely to happen considering how many overlords he already has, but this is getting iffy. The roaches still healing up right over here. We have a decent army for StarDust, getting another immortal. He knows that he needs them, and he needs them fast. And at the bottom of the map, the Zerg player defends against StarDust's roach attack, against StarDust's stalker attack. Mixing everything up here. That game is getting to me. We have Bling about to be completed. The Mothership Core chases the roach army away, and Jaedong is happy for now. He's like, alright, I have my 3 bases. I'm at 38 harvesters against 44. Let's see how many harvesters were killed by both players. 14 drones died and 8 probes. But Jaedong can now use the lava mechanics to just get his harvester count up to speed. And he's also going for the burrow movement. Still posturing around here. Still trying to keep that Protoss play in his base. Sniping maybe a little bit of the production capabilities. Sniping one Zealot. And here come those force fields. Only 1 sentry, 2 sentries. And he's going in again. No, he's trying to save them. Trying to save them, loses a few more in the process. Resources lost 9,700 by Jaedong, 8,800 by StarDust. In total, we have 61 roaches already annihilated by the Protoss player. 2 immortals went down and 25 zealots, as you could see, but the important number is definitely the sentries here, and he lost 11 sentries already. Now we have that warp prism that gave Jaedong so much trouble earlier in the game. For now, StarDust still on 2 bases, and he might try to get a third at some point, but he's already making his way across the map once more. Jaedong without a Hydra then. Still saying, I don't need Hydralisk. I can beat you with roaches alone. I do not care what immortals do to roaches. I will be able to make that work anyways. 4 immortals in total. Probably have like one of the hero immortals in there. Well, not quite. 7 kills, that's the most that we get. But Jaedong, at the same time, is about, well, he's halfway done with this +2 attack upgrade. Keep in mind that the burrow movement is also done, and Jaedong is trying to go for it. The problem is that this observer might spot him, but the observer is actually moving out of the way. Oh, super annoying for StarDust. He won't be able to see this. Observer moves completely out of the way, but the rest of the army is already moving to the top. Wow, the spider senses of him are tingling. Now he has the second observer there. Now he sees what's going on. Here comes StarDust, blinks forward, force fields, not yet. Needs to burrow and go underneath them. He's going to lose a lot of roaches here. He is going to lose a lot of those. The blink forward is putting the roaches in an awful position. A few of them are able to escape, but another blink will be ready in just a few seconds. The +2 attack upgrade not done yet for Jaedong. Neither is it done for StarDust. War Prison comes in as well, and Jaedong is getting the rest of his army into position. He wants to sneak by once more. It's a battle of nutrition in the end. Sniping one unit after another, trying to do his best, and now with a speed bonus on creep, moving back once more. Roaches on their way to the main base of StarDust. There's still 3 bases for Jaedong, but we have StarDust moving in right now. The Spine Crawlers, I don't think that he cares about them too much, because there's a huge amount of gateway units for StarDust. The Roaches at the top are of course breaking through. Everything is down and dying here. All of those probes are just dead meat to the Roaches, and this Nexus is definitely gonna die. StarDust sends over a few more Harvesters. He apparently doesn't like those guys. Maybe they didn't put in the extra effort. I don't know, but they won't get a promotion. They will all die to the Roaches there. The question is who eliminates the other one first, because we could actually see a burrow here on those drones that would save them for a little bit longer. The Nexus is already gone at the top, and that's the time for Jaedong to just hightail it out of there, go back and try to defend. The rest of the Roaches is moving in from the side, trying to do the damage now here as well, whereas the Protoss player is making his way into the main base, and this kind of puts an end to the main base immediately. He can force field this ramp. 6 days to Sunday, everything in here is gonna die. Jaedong would be well advised to move those Overlords away. He could rescue them, he could put them here to the bottom right, doesn't really do it right now, and that might supply block him. He needs to get those Overlords to safety, and that's exactly what he does, maybe a little bit too late. Roaches are going into the main base right now. He can burrow underneath the force fields if he wants to. Income is 0 for StarDust. Jaedong still has income, and he's building the Roach Warren again. That third base is what he needs. He needs to protect it somehow, and it doesn't really look too bad for Jaedong. In the main base, everything is being attacked, and I think that this Nexus over here is gonna fall as well. He's gonna kill that Zealot, but no, he doesn't want to fight with the Photonova charge being active. Goes down that ramp once again. And here comes StarDust. This is the only army that he will ever get. 82 army supply against 100. He has the +2 attack upgrade. What about Jaedong? Yes, he completed it as well. There we have those 2 Spine Crawlers. Where's the army? It's moving in already. He's trying to take those units down. This base is all that he has. Jaedong, he needs to save it. There's still 4 Immortals. Are there too many? 4 Immortals are there. Jaedong builds more Roaches. He's burrowing underneath the force field. There's no detection. There is no detection. Where are those 2 observers? The drones are coming in. This is the last fight. This is the only fight. The Warp Prism saving the Immortals as much as he can, but Jaedong drops down to 27 supply. The Roaches are being slaughtered here. StarDust, he has too much. The Immortals with 21 kills, 25, and this is game 28 on the last one. GG, and StarDust advances to the semi-final of the VasaCast Invitational, taking down the Tyrant with a 2-0 in this best of 3 series.